lever. If we talk about power flow, we come over to the input shaft, and the input shaft is connected to this drive gear, and the drive gear turns these two countershafts. And we can take and split a tremendous amount of load even though these gears are smaller, as opposed to having one larger single countershaft. If you take the main shaft, which is not directly connected to the input shaft, power comes in from the input shaft to the engine, splits out to the countershafts, and it comes into the main shaft gear that's turning.
Dale, when you're up in the cab and you move the shift lever, what you're controlling is the front box of the transmission.
That's correct. What we have is you got the gear shift lever that's connected to the shift fork, and the shift fork is connected down to the sliding clutch. So power comes in from the input shaft to the drive gear, turns the two countershaft gears, and comes back and turns the main shaft gears. But we still don't have any power flow coming out the front box of the transmission. So what ends up happening is you have got to get the speed of this gear with this sliding clutch to match. Once that happens, this sliding clutch will engage into the main shaft gear, and then you'll have power flow out the front box.
So Dale, what does the back box of the transmission do?
Well, the difference between the back box here is the sliding clutch here is different from what we had with the sliding clutch in the front box. This sliding clutch has got a synchronizer with friction material on it. When air is applied to the synchronizer, it moves forward. When it's going into a gear position, it has to match two different speeds. And this friction material, or this friction synchronizer, allows us to do that. So when the air is applied and this synchronizer is forced going into the gear that it wants to go into, will match those two speeds, and at that point in time you get power flow out the back of the transmission.